does, you know, stuff like so. when all the English people got a bit of their knickers in a twist about the Alex Morgan tea celebration. So when the USA scored against England, Alex Morgan sipped this tea, right? Apparently it's got nothing to do with England, but the English took umbrage to it and were like, how dare you take the mickey out of our national drink? This is awful. And there was a big hoo-ha about it. Anyway, Megan Rapinoe was asked about it. And the first thing she said, you know, basically said, how do you feel about the English, you know, really taking umbrage to this? And the first thing she said was, wah, wah, wah. Like, literally,
right.
Shut up, please.
I mean, in that she does have a point, doesn't she? If you're offended by someone pretending to drink tea, then I think the outside world is going to be too much for
And
you.
how ace that we're talking about audacious goal celebrations rather than a rubbish goalkeeping mistake or a referee getting it wrong. Something like VAR has obviously massively dominated this competition as well. But it's great that you know, and actually VAR tends to have, well, I think FIFA must have had a meeting after the group stages about how awful VAR was and how it was interrupting games, because it did start to get better throughout the World Cup, and actually the majority of later decisions were, you know, agreed upon by generally everyone watching. But it's great that we're talking about, you know, really passionate females standing up for equal rights and also trying to push the game forward, because although, you know, in this country right now there is a tidal wave in that we are, you know, talking about getting our daughters engaged, getting our nieces engaged, getting our nephews engaged, although that's happening, it's going to be some time before we don't have to talk about it, if you see what I mean. It's going to be some time before we have to stop making an effort and it just becomes normal for girls to play football.
We need the momentum now, don't we? Because
really
we've got record TV audiences for the Lionesses games. We've got this buzz about the team. We've got the fact that this World Cup, as well as England did, and they did very well, and they all deserve great congratulations for that. It wasn't really about them, the World Cup. It was about this massive breakthrough.
What is it now?
Mainstream. What does the professional game have to do now to build on this?
Right, the professional game has to, when I go onto Google and search where can I watch women's football, it has to be there for me, and I have to say it's not at the minute. You know, I'm doing a couple of shows today on this, and I looked it up yesterday. You know, I want immediately to be taken to the point where I can see all the teams, let's say in the top two leagues, the FAWSL and the FA Championship, that I can see those two leagues games, and I can see where Spurs play, I can see how easy it is for me to get to Manchester City's Academy Stadium, I can find out how much the tickets cost, and I can find out when they play. The opening fixtures are out, the FAWSL, the top league, kicks off in September, the Championship kicks off earlier in August. That's quite some time to wait. So we've got to think about how we keep this going and how we react, and we react quickly. It does make me a little bit nervous, but do you know what? People should start booking tickets now. And here's an interesting thing as well, Ian. There are proposals today to hold double headers with Top Flight men's sides and the women's sides as well. I applaud that massively, as long as they're in their own individual stadiums. I think what we don't want to see is, you know, trying to grow women's football in a massive 60,000 seater stadium. And so that's a really interesting type as well. If you can go to the Academy Stadium to watch Manchester City women and then pop over to the Etihad to watch the men's team, that would be great. And once you go once, please go again. Don't just go once as a token gesture. I know I've been to see my local side. Go again and take your daughters, nieces, nephews, sons, grandsons. Take them all, and it is a totally different atmosphere to a men's game, and it's just genuine.
Exactly. Now, I'll tell you what we're doing to build on this momentum. We have got the offside rule coming back in August, and that will be UK and Lindsay and Hayley discussing all of the football, men's and women's. But we've also got the offside rule WSL edition. It's going to be a weekly show dedicated to the domestic game. It's going to be packed with players and ex-players and brilliant broadcasters, all of the people you've loved on the World Cup shows on Spotify, with all of that Muddy Knees Media goodness as well. But do you know what it hasn't got? It hasn't got a sponsor yet. It is up for grabs. If you want a slice of this, and you know you do, get in touch with us now. Now, goddammit. Email sales@muddykneesmedia.com. That is the Offside Rule WSL edition. This World Cup's been massive. Imagine how big women's football is going to be as we build on all of that. Let's build on it together. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
What are you going to do with your newfound freedom?
Well, I've got a few shows lined up today, and then I'm kind of back to work, back to my day jobs, and I'm looking forward to the summer and to do some planning. We'll be doing the Offside Rule exclusives probably as well, with lovely sit-down interviews with famous names of football. So there's loads of great stuff coming up. But I just to echo what you've said, and you know, do it for your kids, for your grandkids, for your nieces. Go and support. Go and help us make this show. There's no other dedicated women's football show here in the UK at the moment. So if we can make this podcast, if we can help continue the legacy, that would mean so much. It really, really would. We could make such a difference.
That's it, we're doing it. We haven't even got a sponsorship deal. We're just jumping off the cliff and learning how to fly on the way down. If you missed any of those Offside Rules shows and you want to listen to them, of course you do. There's an in-depth review of the final. There's a special episode all about the Lionesses campaign. Head to Spotify Offside Rules for those ones. And if you want to taste it, try this.
I want us to play like we did in the first half of 90 minutes. We've got to be relentless now. We want to be here for the next 37 days.
Now they're saying the Cameroon players have